Okay, so in this question, which is from your example from your credit cards section, we're looking at credit cards, and particularly we're looking at how much interest ends up being charged by a certain statement date. This is for George. When he obtains a $1,000 cash advance on his credit card on the 8th of January, receives a statement, and then takes another cash advance on the 25th. So a cash advance means withdrawing cash from his account. We can assume that his balance was on zero, and then he made a cash advance, so that $1,000 is actually a loan. He's putting his bank balance into a negative amount, $1,000 in arrears by that cash advance. So the first thing to remember about interest with credit cards is that interest is calculated daily. But it's charged monthly, which means that every day that goes by, it's looking at your balance and going, okay, this is this day's proportion of the yearly interest. It remembers all that, and then it bills you for that interest on the statement dates, on the 20th of February and on the 20th of January. So on the 20th of the month, that's when you get the bill for the interest, which means that it simply deducts that amount from what's currently in your balance. So a good way to look at this is to let's just plot out a timeline to see what's going on. And so starting, okay, it's a bit wonky, but you see where we're going. So we have the 8th of January here, and then the statement date is on the 20th. So if I put that along over here, and then a cash advance occurs on the 25th, so that's important. We'll put that in here. And then finally, the last date is the statement date, which is on the 20th of February. Okay, so let's consider the balance. So if I just B for balance, or now I'm saying 1,000, I mean $1,000 in arrears. So this is how much he owes. So technically you'd put a negative. That's what you'd probably see on your bank statement, but just for the sake of the question, we'll just say balance in arrears, and then the $1,000 as the positive makes sense, meaning $1,000 owing. So the interest, remembering our interest formula, simple interest, that's I equals the principal times the interest rate times the term over which we're applying it. And in this case, if we say we're looking at the dates between the 8th of January to the 20th, now 20 subtract 8, that would be 12, but we're also including the 8th as a date, so we're including the 8th when we count, which means that it's actually 13 days. So if you count up from 8, including the 8th, that gives us 13 days over that period. So what would be our interest? Let's have a look. So we're starting with our principal, which is 1,000, times our interest rate. Now 16.9% as a decimal is 0.169, times the term is our 13 days of the 365 days of the year. So this is because the 0.169, the 16.9%, that's an annual interest. So the portion of that annual interest that's going to get applied here is 13 of the 365 days. So if we get our calculator and we're interested in working this out, that's 1,000 times 0.169 times and 13 divided by 365. which gives us this. So rounding up to the nearest cent is $6.02. Oops. $6.02. So because interest is being calculated daily and charged monthly, so since the balance hasn't changed over this period, we work it out as a total of $6.02. Our interest, whatever is calculated over this region, is applied on the statement date. So it gets applied here. This is our interest. And similarly, the next statement date, so the interest that is calculated over these areas, gets applied on the statement date, so down here. So that's useful when considering what's going on. Our new balance, because it gets applied on the 21st, that is the day after the 20th, that means our balance becomes, so our new owing balance is our original 1,000 plus $6.02, so our interest bills come in. So that's $1,006.02. So we put that up here. So that's going to be the balance. So if we consider this period between here and calculating the interest for that, remembering we're looking at the dates. So we've already included the 20th, so now we're going from the 21st. So remember, just look at these dates and make sure they're continuous, 8th to the 20th, to the 21st, to the 1st, up till... Now, because the 25th, we take out another transaction, we're only interested in looking at going up to the 24th. Because there will be, the balance changes on the 25th, he gets another cash advance. So this area here, and remembering the 21st to the 24th, including the 21st, that's 4 days. So looking at our interest, now taking this balance, remembering we're applying our interest over the $1,006, that's $1,006.02 times our 0.169 times and 4 days, so it is 4 over 365. Now calculator, let's have a look at that. So $1,006.02 times our rate, which is 0.169, times 4 divided by 365 is $1.86, rounded to the nearest cent, $1.86. Okay. Now, because the statement date is all the way over there, this interest won't actually be added yet. So our balance continues to be, actually our balance does change, because we know here he gets another cash advance on the 25th. So our balance on this date is our $1,006.02 plus 500, which is $1,506.02. So for the dates the 25th up until the statement date, the 20th of February. Now, there being 31 days in January, including the 25th, so it will be 7 days up until the beginning of February, plus 20 days. So that gives us 27 days. Just a useful way to count is to begin on the 25th, count up to the 20th, and then add 1 because we're including the 25th. And So again, our interest formula being our principal now over this period is 1,506 and 2 cents times 0.169 times 27 over 365, and working that out down here, 1,506 and 2 cents times 0.169 times 27, the brackets here, 27 divided by 365, gives us, and rounding that up to the nearest cents, is $18.83. Great. So we've calculated interest for these various ranges here. So let's just come up with some conclusions. How much interest will be charged by his next statement on the 20th of February? Well, we've got three regions where we've calculated interest, but remember that this amount had been included in his in this statement date, so we're not interested in that. I don't think. Yep, okay. Let's just get that down here. So the best way to finish off this question is, let's look at our balance. So therefore, on the 20th of February, our balance, now looking at our latest balance here, is $1,506.02, and we're adding on the interest that we're going to get charged on the 20th, which is now not this amount had been brought into there, but we're looking at this amount and this amount. So it's plus $1.86 plus $18.83, and just working that out, tally that up. So we want 1,506.02 plus $1.86 plus 1883 is $1,526.71. 1526, and so how much interest did they end up getting over that, if that's our new balance? So therefore our interest that was charged over that time is our 1,526.71 minus the amount of money we actually took out. So that's our $1,000 and another $500, so that's $1,500. And just by looking at that, that's $26.71. So that is the total amount of interest accrued over that period, over the question is concerned with. And you're done.